Hello everybody, and welcome to a Pauper video here on the channel. Today we are going to be playing with Fog Tron, a deck that the professor over on Tolarian Community College recently published a video on. It looked like a ton of fun. It's a deck I've played against before, so I figured I'd try it out using his list. If you want to see his deck tech on the video, I will put a link to that in the description and in the pinned comment, so if you want more in-depth guide. But I'm going to be doing my own deck tech and then playing through some matches with it. Before I begin, I do want to remind you that if you enjoyed this video and enjoy Pauper content here on the channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out a ton. Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have any feedback about the deck tech or the gameplay, and I will happily respond with my thoughts or answers. And if you would like to join a community here on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into the deck. So essentially, this deck is a kind of combo deck, kind of late game mana deck, and it's built around the Tron lands first and foremost. So the Tron lands, Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Tower are three lands that individually make one colorless mana each. But if you manage to get one copy of each onto the battlefield, they tap for a whopping 7 mana. And in any format, really, that is very powerful. It's great in Modern. It is also great in Pauper. So in this deck, you use that mana, and you don't combine it with massive fatties. You don't combine it with massive 8-drops or 9-drops. You use that in combination with Ghostly Flicker and Mnemonic Wall and Mulldrifter, Stonehorn Dignitary, or Dinrova Horror. So basically, Ghostly Flicker, exile 2 artifacts, creatures, or lands you control, then return them to the battlefield under your control. You exile and return Mnemonic Wall, which when it enters the battlefield can get back your Ghostly Flicker, and then you can also do that with another card like a Mulldrifter, which will draw you 2 cards, a Stonehorn Dignitary, which stops your opponent from attacking you, or a Dinrova Horror, which just gets a ton of value as well. So that's a combo. You can also use Ephemerate to similar effect, all bite at a bit of a slower. You don't do them both at once. You use one flicker to get the Mnemonic Wall. You actually use the second flicker to get Mnemonic Wall. You do the first flicker on your Mulldrifter, second flicker on your Mnemonic Wall, get back your Ephemerate, you get the picture. So that's kind of the late game plan, is eventually just outgrinding your opponent. You can kill them with Mulldrifter beats, Dinrova Horror beats. You can just lock them out of the game and make them concede. Other packages in the deck are the fixing package first and foremost. So you have 4 Ash Barrens in your land base other than your Tron lands. You have 4 Ash Barrens to find you either your snow-covered plains or your snow-covered island, and you're using those snow-covered lands to cast your Arcum's Astrolabe, and then you can just tap 2 mana to cast a Prophetic Prism, and both of those fix your mana because you have pretty heavy color requirements. You're primarily a blue deck, but you also have some black cards here, you have some white cards, some green cards, and you really want to be able to cast those, and the Astrolabes and the Prophetic Prisms are how you do that. Other utility artifacts include Expedition Maps. You run 2 copies of this, which will help you find your Tron pieces and get Tron online. 2 Trinket Mage. It can either get Arcum's Astrolabe or Expedition Map, so it's a very nice little utility creature there. We already went over the Ephemerate and the combo package here. And then there is also a Mystical Teachings package, which you can use when you have a ton of mana. So you use Mystical Teachings, and then Mystical Teachings can get other instants. A lot of the time, you will Mystical Teachings for another Mystical Teachings. You can Mystical Teachings for counter spells, like Condescend, Prohibit, or Dispel. You can also Mystical Teachings for Moment's Peace, which is just a really brutal fog, hard to get through. It just gives you so much time against the more aggressive decks. Pulse of Murasa can get you that life gain that you want, and then the final card in the deck is just a Compulsive Research. It can get you some nice little card advantage, and then in some matchups you can do some shenanigans to just cast it on your opponent because it is target player and you can mill them out, but that's more of a meme than anything. You're mostly using this on yourself to just find you all of your engines, all of your card pieces. In the sideboard, we have 2 more cards that you can flicker with Ghostly Flicker in the right matchup. So another Stonehorn Dignitary if your opponent is using those creatures, a Lone Missionary to gain you life. It's really nice when you can flicker this, gain an extra 4 life. And then we have 5 copies essentially of counter target spell if it's red, destroy target permanent if it's red, in 2 copies of Blue Elemental Blast, and 3 copies of Hydroblast, 4 copies of Pyroblast for the other blue decks, 1 Shattering Pulse for Affinity and other decks that rely on Arcum's Astrolabe and potentially Prophetic Prism or have artifact lands, Dispel as another card for the counters, matchups where counters are relevant, and then Gut Shot, so you can interact early on with things like mono green and sometimes elves or things like that if you really want to be able to kill things early on. That is going to do it for the deck tech. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, as always, remember to let me know in the comment section down below, but I will see you in the matches. Hello and welcome to round 1. We would like to play first, and we have Power Plant, Tower. We're using all different lands to style on our opponents. This hand seems keepable though. We've got a turn 2 Prophetic Prism. We've got 2 of the Tron lanes in case we do hit the 3rd one. We've got Mulldrifter to evoke. One other cool combo that you can pull off that I forgot to mention is if you cast Mulldrifter with the ability with evoke with the sacrifice on the stack, you can Ephemerate it, which is just really quite relevant as well. And then it comes back into play, you draw 2 more cards, and you don't have to sacrifice it. So we're going to lead with the power plant because we'd rather play the one that we have multiple copies of first. And also playing tower last is sometimes really good because if you have to like crack an expedition map to get your 3rd Tron land, I don't know, that's not going to apply here for the tower, but if you are cracking expedition map to get your lands, you want to save the tower for last so that you can just play that and immediately benefit from the 3 mana while it's your untapped land for the turn. We're going to just play our tower, get a Prophetic Prism into play. Artifact construction requires immense resources. Urza always put Takasia's lessons on resource gathering to effective use. They all have different flavor. Oh no, they all have the same flavor text, I guess. It's cool. One thing I noticed when I was getting the cards for this is the same artist did all the art for all of the power plants. So Mark Tedden did all these. Mark Poole did all of the towers. I forget the person that did mines, but it'll show up. Oh, there it is. Anson Maddox did all the different mines. So on our next turn, we're going to be able to just like hard cast a Mulldrifter if we want, or we could go Compulsive Research into Evoke Mulldrifter, but Natural Tron always feels quite good. Okay, opponent, you can have your Augur of Bolas. We just kind of go over the top of anything they could be doing. We're probably just going to single cast a Mulldrifter because we only have access to 1 mana that can... Okay, there's an Ephemerate, so we can pull off the combo on turn 4, but for now we will just hard cast a Mulldrifter. Because we don't actually have the mana to do anything else, really. But once we play our island, it'll work out pretty well for us. So they can scred this in a couple turns, but we will hopefully be able to do some Ephemerate shenanigans before then. So we do want to play our island here so that we can use this to make white mana. Let's go to combat and attack them. One thing you need to be wary of out of these blue-red decks is potentially Spell Stutter Sprite. So I might not even want to go for the Ephemerate package here. I could just play Island, play my Mulldrifter. That actually sounds pretty appealing. Oh. Yes, we would like to hold up 3 mana. Okay, they counterspell it. Okay. We'll get our Compulsive Research down. Draw 3 cards, discard some more cards. Discard a land. We will get rid of the power plant. We kind of have, we just need more colored sources at this point. But yeah, we are casting a lot of spells each turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Interesting. This is not the deck that I thought it was. Oh my gosh. Interesting art on their Mulldrifter. Okay, they are also going for this package. They are going to Ephemerate their Mulldrifter as well, it looks like. Just super value. They do have to discard to hand size. So this is not the deck that I thought it was. I thought this was like a blue-red scred tempo deck. Huh. I have a plan. Actually, I have 3. Okay. So they have a couple guys. We kind of want to use our Ephemerate. I think we use Ash Barrens, use mine to get a... I think we want to use this to get Ghostly Flicker. I think we want to get a land with this as well. So if we cycle Ash Barrens to get a Plains, use the to get an island, use the island, use the extra mana to Ephemerate this. Maybe we just want to cycle to get a Plains. Let's just do that. Let's first just Ephemerate. Okay, so we did draw a Trinket Mage, which can get us an Astrolabe, which can let us play more like colored spells, which is good. We're just going to be pulling farther and farther ahead every turn we can play a Tron land. So we want to cycle this now to get a snow-covered island, I think. Play Trinket Mage, get an Astrolabe, play island, play Astrolabe. Then we can hold up. This deck is really complicated to play, I must say. I'm never really confident in my play with this deck. Oh, man. And then we can Ephemerate Mulldrifter again. We now have our second Mystical Teachings. They're going to draw 2 more cards as well. I think we save our second Ephemerate to protect from our first Ephemerate. Let's just get rid of a Expedition map. I think we save our Ephemerate to protect our Mulldrifter from their Scred, because they might just go Mountain, Scred, and then we can Ephemerate. And the nice thing is now that we have a second creature in play, the worst that we're going to get is an Astrolabe, which will draw us cards, fix our mana. This is insane. So they're not going to try and kill my Mulldrifter. They have 9 cards in hand. Okay. So they are purely like an ETB deck. I like it. Let's just get an island out of our deck. Let's draw 2 more cards here. They are holding up Counterspell. But we can actually Mystical Teachings for an answer to that. Oh, Moment's Piece. Oh, Mnemonic Wall. That's a key piece. That's a key component of our strategy. So we're going to get down the tower. We have a lot of mana fixing here. 2, 4, 5. Play the Mnemonic Wall. Get back. Ephemerate. Maybe it's a bit hasty. They have Counterspell up. We can Mystical Teachings for a Condescend to stop that, though. Maybe we just want to do Mystical Teaching stuff this turn. Let's actually just Stonehorn Dignitary them. Like, they can counter this, I don't really care. But this just buys a lot of time, then we can just use our Mystical Teachings. Okay, so they're going to use Counterspell to try and stop that. So if we want to stop it, we can use Mystical Teachings to get a Counterspell. Oh. My deck appeared below the library, below the stack, so I didn't see it, and I accidentally hit done and skipped it. But I was going to get a Counterspell for this. Oh well, our opponent conceded. Maybe they were being sympathetic, but I think I was going to win regardless. Yeah. Okay. So they are playing a kind of value-ish deck. I think we want to bring in Dispels for the Ephemerate. We don't really care about red cards, so we don't really need these, but there's a lot of blue cards running around, so the Pyroblast seem good. Shattering Pulse, not so much. Stonehorn, probably not as necessary. Lone Missionary, definitely not coming in. But Stonehorn's probably a card that we don't need as much because they're not like a super aggro deck. They're more of like a 3-color value deck, so we can actually probably shave some Stonehorns. Okay, what don't we need as much? We can probably cut Moment's Piece. We can probably cut Compulsive Research, is just a slow card, like a card that we can't cast at instant speed when they have Counterspell in their deck. We can probably cut some number of Stonehorns. We'll probably cut 1 Stonehorn. So we bring it like this for this. And then we want to get this last Dispel in. What do we cut? Mnemonic Wall can maybe be hard to resolve. Trinket Mage is very medium. Let's just cut a Trinket Mage for a Dispel. And sideboard like this, maybe. I don't know how much we would value Moment's Peace. Like, that game was a kind of a weird game because we had Tron so easily, so maybe we need Moment's Peace, like one copy of it. Prohibit doesn't seem to counter all. I guess it counters Ephemerate. I don't know if we want Trinket Mage over a Moment's Peace. I kind of like keeping all the Mulldrifters, all the walls, the horrors. Now we have 2 Dispels. I think getting rid of like random sorcery speed cards that aren't super crucial is fine, maybe. Let's just run it like this. I don't think we need the Moment's Peace. We still have 2 Stonehorns. Maybe we would cut a Stonehorn for a Moment's Peace. Being able to tutor up Moment's Peace is kind of nice, but if we're casting our tutor, we probably want to get better stuff. Like our Ghostly Flicker. Okay, so we have a Mine and 2 Power Plants and a pretty decent hand. We have 2 of our 3 Tron pieces. We have a Prophetic Prism to help us cast our Pyroblast or our Condescends. Preordain. Wouldn't be Pauper without cheap cantrips. That's one of the coolest parts about playing Pauper. Ephemerate. We're just going to lead with our Power Plant. So yeah, this one's also by Anson Maddox. And now we'll play our Mine. And it resolves. Nice. Nice, nice. I think we're just going to pass here and hold up our Condescend or a Pyroblast. Our opponent has a lot of good cards that they can cast on turn 4. They can go for their Mulldrifter combo. We kind of want to get our Condescend off so we can scry. I don't think casting Trinket Mage is as good here. Okay, we're definitely going to Condescend this. Even though we could Pyroblast it, Pyroblast being really cheap is nice, and also we really want the scry. We do not want either of those. We would, in fact, like a land here. We hit the mine, we hit the tower. Let's go. So we have all of the mana we need. So we can just cast our Mulldrifter here. Actually, we could just cast Trinket Mage to get a No, we can't actually use Astrolabe. We could get Trinket Mage for an Expedition map. Crack map. We have 2, 4, 6, 9 mana. So we could cast this. But then we're kind of done on what we can do. If we do this, we can play this, get a map, crack map to get an island so we can do more stuff next turn. I think I'm just going to cast this. We'll just draw into lands. Okay, so we drew not into lands, but we can always do the Trinket Mage play next turn when we actually have a land drop to make. Here our problem isn't having unlimited mana, it's that we can't cast our colored spells as much. So that's, I guess, kind of a fun little shift. Okay, they cast their own Mulldrifter. Okay, there's an Astrolabe. So we're going to Trinket Mage for a map. Cast map. Sacrifice map. To get an island. Play island. Tap island. Astrolabe. And then, oh, now we can cycle this to get something else. And we have 3 mana here. So I think our best play is probably cycling this and Pyroblasting that. We'll get our planes here. And then I think we just want to Pyroblast this rather than go for our own because we have so much. We have so many cards right now, we don't really need to worry about our own cards. We have our mystical teachings, we have our mana established now. We just have to worry about our opponent getting a bunch of stuff going. Sure. Like, we can mystical teachings for our ghostly flicker at this point. Like, we have the mana and the colors to do that, I think. So we can go Mnemonic Wall for a Pyroblast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana left. 6, 7 mana left. Then we can mystical teachings and ghostly flicker. So I think we'll do that. Any other options? Yeah, let's just get ghostly flicker. Three, 4, 5, 6. I guess our mana doesn't line up perfectly for it, but let's get back Pyroblast. Play a power plant. Then let's ghostly flicker. Actually, yeah, we could just Prophetic Prism and Pyroblast their guy. But ghostly flicker seems pretty good. Though again, killing their synergy seems pretty nice when I have like everything I could possibly want already. Yeah, let's just get our mana more established. Like, sure, we're drawing 2 cards, we're getting back our ghostly flicker, but we don't really need to draw 2 cards right now. We just need to we already kind of have infinite value here. We just want to keep them off of going like Ephemerate plus stuff while we're all tapped out. And we have a mystical teachings to get like other stuff if we need it. Like, we have a lot of cool things we can get with our mystical teachings. We can get a second mystical teachings for even more value. But now we have 3 colors. We have our 4 colored sources essentially, so we can just do all sorts of stuff. And next turn we can go for things with our Pyroblast backup for counter spells. Looks like our opponent's doing similar things to us, but they have more of a snow theme, and they have less mana overall. This deck is super fun, though. We have all this mana. As soon as we get Tron, it's just like we go to town. Okay. Swirling Sandstorm is a card I'm kind of afraid of, but I don't know if this deck runs it. It's like a threshold card that does 6 to everything. Sure, they're getting a bunch of value as well. So we can start things off with a ghostly flicker. And then we will Pyroblast that. Get back ghostly flicker. Yes, use the ability. Draw 2 cards. Oh, there's Dinrova Horror. That's going to be really good here with our ghostly flicker. Oh, we have another ghostly flicker, and our opponent scoops it up. I think this turn we were going to play our Dinrova Horror, bounce the Skyfisher, make him discard, and then try to flicker it again. How much mana? We don't have enough colored sources to do that. Well, that is going to do it for the match. Our opponent had enough. We had infinite value, infinite mana, and hope you stay with me for the next round. Hello, and welcome to round 2 with Tron. We will be on the play, and this hand is sketchier than previous hands, but I think it's still a keep, probably. We've got turn 2 interaction in the form of our Prohibit. We got Mulldrifter to evoke on turn 3 to get some value. We've got part of our Mnemonic Wall combo. We don't have any Tron lands, which kind of scares me, because our previous match we kind of just got Tron, but it'll be cool to see how the deck performs when it's a little bit slower to getting Tron. So we're going to lead with Plains, because we want to be cycling our Ash Barrens for snow-covered islands. So there's a Tron mirror of sorts going on. And if they do go for like something that has to do like Prophetic Prism or Astrolabe this turn, I will definitely counter it. Because shutting off their mana, as you saw, can be a pretty effective strategy. Okay, there's a Stonehorn. We're just going to evoke our Mulldrifter. Okay, we find another Tron land, and we're slowly building up. Oh, they whiffed on lands. That's huge for us. I think we cycle this for an island. No, actually, we're just going to play mine and then Mystical Teachings. We're doing it on now because we can't respond to them playing a land. And we can get Mulldrifter back. Yeah, I kind of want to just get back Mulldrifter. So with Pulse, but we don't have any color sources, so maybe we just get Condescend. That strikes me as pretty good. So now they know we have Condescend. And they scoop it up. Our hand was not going to do much, but opponent cannot handle the land screw, and they end up conceding. Let's see what we would have drawn into, maybe. Okay, another tower. We were just going to probably just start holding up Condescend, play Mnemonic Wall, get it back. I don't know. It was going to be an interesting game. So we're playing against Tron. I'm just kind of assuming that they're up to shenanigans. Like, they're going to have a bunch of blue cards in their deck. I think Mulldrifter's in almost every Tron list. I don't think we really want the Stonehorn Dignitaries. Like, I don't think that's how we're going to be winning. So I think we can cut those safely. Dispel is probably going to be pretty good. Again, we don't really care about the red cards. They don't really have any red cards to speak of. Shattering Pulse can be great for getting rid of their mana. So I think we kind of want to look to bring in these 6 cards. We already took out the 3 Stonehorn Dignitaries, because it's not really a combat-centric matchup. It's more of like a value matchup. So I think we'll cut the Moment's Pieces as well. So we'll cut those 5 cards, and I'm really liking the look of everything else. Trinket Mage might be a little bit clunky, but you kind of want to have all of your targets when you are keeping in your Ghostly Flickers, but you're cutting some of your targets. Yeah, maybe they aren't as blue-centric as I think, but I think they are. I think they're going to be a similar list to ours. So we could just cut a Trinket Mage. We could just cut 1 Ghostly Flicker. Let's just cut the Prohibit and bring in these 6. Prohibit's probably only really good on the play where you can maybe snipe a Prophetic Prism like we did. Because a lot of their cards are just expensive, way more than 4. And we're bringing in counterspells that are better than Prohibit. Prohibit was definitely good that game, basically made our opponent scoop it up. Let's see what our opponent elects to do. Hopefully we're right about them playing a bunch of blue cards. And this is a good hand. We have our Astrolabe combined with a Pyroblast and 2 Tron lands. Okay, there goes Ash Barrens into the wilderness. So now we can next turn play a Tron land and hold up a cycling of Ash Barrens, Pyroblast, and Dispel. So they are playing blue. We knew it. They're playing probably very close to our own list. Maybe they also watched the professor's video. We're styling on them, though, with our 3 different art towers. we're going to cycle for another island. We're just going to go to plains, because we don't really have all that much colored mana here. Play our plains, because they know about it. And get another Astrolabe into play. We're just cycling through. Ephemerate could be good eventually. Just holding up our Dispel and Pyroblast. We're going to Pyroblast a Mulldrifter if they go for it. So far, it's just a back and forth battle here. But they're closer to getting Tron. Okay. That's going to be good now. So they look like they have a counterspell up. So I think we're going to wait. Because if we wait one more turn, then we can Mulldrifter with, and then Ephemerate with it on the stack, and have a Dispel / Pyroblast up. And now they're tapping. What? Oh, they're missing lands again. But they have Tron. Gosh darn it. That is bad. Okay, so we're going to play our island. Cast with Evoke. 1, 2, 3. No, they had everything. Curses. Oh, man. If they hadn't hit Tron, they wouldn't have been able to do it. Feels bad. Well, we are in trouble now. It felt like we kind of had to go for something because they have so much mana, but maybe we're just supposed to hold up our own Dispel, our own Pyroblast, and then wait for them to blink first, essentially. They're doing the same thing we were just trying to do. This game's over, I think. Oh. Oh, they did the draw. They stacked it better than we did, too. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can probably scoop this up. We had drawn very poorly this game. Okay, so I kind of like the way we sideboarded. Like, we don't really want any of these things. This counterspell is kind of mediocre. Maybe we do want it on the third game though, over a Trinket Mage. Jeez, that was rough. We will play first, and we will keep. I don't know if this is technically a good hand, but we've got. I think making your land drops while bluffing can be really good in this matchup. I don't know, that's just what it seems like from that game. Like, my opponent's probably not going to go for too much stuff while we have a bunch of cards in hand and are just passing. And we have this Prism for mana, and we have 2/3 of Tron. I don't know. This hand seems like it could do work. Shattering Pulse is going to be huge. Who needs spells when you just have Shattering Pulse? If we draw a land, like our Tron land, if we draw Urza's Tower here to just Shattering Pulse them, that's going to be great. So we're just going to play our island now. And now we start the waiting game. Let's see if they go for counter. They do not. No tower yet. Just going to keep playing our power plants and mines. They are basic land cycling. They also do not have Tron. Once we find Tron, we're going to be pretty happy. That was a great draw. Keep playing our mines and power plants. Once we do find tower, we're going to have oodles of mana. Pyroblast is also just nice for keeping us pretty safe. opponent is respecting our potential counter spells. Another power plant comes off the top. It's a waiting game here. That's a pretty good card for breaking up a waiting game. That is a pretty good draw. So they're just casting this as a way to draw. Sure, we'll let it happen. I was considering maybe going for a Shattering Pulse type deal. But they're just casting a 3-mana draw card on our end step. We want to be able to cast Mystical Teachings with Pyroblast backup. That's our end game here. Also, Ghostly Flicker on 2 permanents is something I totally missed, and I probably should have done last game. So, I'm sure somebody in the comment section was like, why weren't you using it as a divination? That is why. Okay. So we could get Ghostly Flicker and do what they just did to us, just draw 2 cards. I actually kind of like that. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Exile these 2. Sure, let them counter it. Let's try it again. That is not a Tron land. That is not a Tron land either. We actually only have 2 more lands to go get. So Mystical Teachings costs 6 to flashback. We're actually a very low shields moment right here. We don't have a ton of stuff to defend us. Jeez, that's real bad for us. That is the ultimate tech. Did they side in their Hydroblast just to answer my Pyroblast? Well played. This guy knows the matchup, I guess. That's insane. Whew. That is absurd. Or maybe to answer my Shattering Pulse. But there's not really like any red cards in the deck to speak of. What I've learned from this opponent is that he never like goes for anything, or he or she never goes for anything like before I go for something in response. So I think we just learn from that, hold back, go for Mystical Teachings on end step with Dispel backup. Maybe go for Shattering Pulse with Dispel backup. Start cutting down on their colors. Oh, they got Tron. Right. That's not good. I just noticed that. I think they probably have another answer here. Yep. So we're not in good shape here. So Mystical Teachings on end step. Actually, I think we want to just Shattering Pulse maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could have Mystical Teachings for another answer there. That was really bad. We should have gone for another Dispel. My bad. Or just gotten a Hydroblast to counter the original Mulldrifter. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just want to start taking down their color sources, but I think this is the more responsible play. Oh, we even have more mana than I thought we did. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna Mystical Teachings for a Mystical Teachings, I think. What can we even get back here? So let's get Pyroblast. And then Hope. Yeah, that was insane sideboard tech right there. Like, I didn't even consider that. But that's the type of thing you just learn from playing it a lot, I guess. Brutal. I guess Pulse is probably not a great... I mean, geez, that was just savage outplay. Those Hydroblasts have been insane against me. Also, I messed up that Mystical Teachings, but... Arc. This game has been frustrating. I mean, they just know the matchup better than me. They played it more. I think it's pretty clear to see. Okay. Mnemonic Wall. Yeah, I see the writing on the wall. We're just dead. We can't come back here. Well, opponent clearly knew the matchup better than us, so they deserved to win. But I learned a lot, and hopefully if I play the matchup in the future, I'll do better. So hopefully you stay with me for the next round. Hello, and welcome to round 3. We are going to play first, and we have a pretty solid hand, I'd say. We have turn 1 Astrolabe, I think, into turn 2 Prophetic Prism, because we don't really know what land we want to get. Well, now we know. Have to have that mine that looks like a tower. But now we know with our map we want to get a tower. Playing against a white deck, probably some sort of core Skyfisher variant. So we're just going to play our Prophetic Prism here. And then we'll just start setting up. Ah. Opponent going to discard the hand size, I see. Play this. Play map. Hold up. Condescend? Seems good. So we can just naturally draw into it. Sure, sounds good. My graveyard, my beloved graveyard is gone. Sad day. Okay, so we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna crack this to get rid of the card that we put on top. Just gonna get another tower at this point. Play map. Crack map. Get another tower. And then pass turn. We're going to use Ghostly Flicker to draw 2 cards, using that trick that the clearly Tron Master used against us. Yeah, we're just gonna cast this. I mean, they can get a non-creature card. Sure. Cancel. They can take my Dispel, I guess. But we'll just draw 2 deeper. One. There's Mystical Teachings, but Mystical Teachings goes to the graveyard. That's why I didn't really care. Because I can just flash it back. Oh, man. I guess you're wishing you'd saved your Bajuka Bog now. Haha. Okay, we're just going to play our tower. Flashback this for 6. Okay, I thought this cost 7 mana to flashback. Not going to lie. Not going to lie to you folks. I thought this cost 7. We probably just want to get another Mystical Teachings here because we have unlimited mana. And yeah, that seems like the best. Play a tower. Oh, we already played a land. We already played a tower. We'll pass. We can cast Mystical Teachings to get a Ghostly Flicker. Wow, what opponent is doing is just not even remotely as good as what we're doing. Okay, let's just cast Mystical Teachings. Pick up another Ghostly Flicker as a draw 2. Cycle this. Pick up a land, and well, that's going to be fine. We can Mystical Teachings again. Pick up a counter spell or another draw 2. Probably just another Ghostly Flicker. Play land. Sure. We drew the counterspell anyway, and then we'll just pass with unlimited stuff going on. Opponent is just gaining life. They have 6 cards in hand. Do I even care about that? Probably not. We'll just let them. They have 5 cards in hand. It doesn't really interact with anything I'm doing. The thing is if they have some sort of answer, I don't want them to find it. And also I kind of just want to spend the mana, get that out of the way. It looks like they're not really up to much. We're going to get a Plains. As soon as we find a Mulldrifter, this game's over. I think opponent knows I have a Dispel. Trinket Mage, sure. This is definitely going well, shall we say. Eventually we'll find something. There's our Mulldrifter, but we're going to wait, play it slightly slow. Just cast a Ghostly Flicker as a draw 2 here, I think. Farewell, Trinket Mage. There's a Stonehorn. We'll just cast this first. To see if we find like another Mulldrifter or something. There's the Mnemonic Wall. We have protection from instant stuff. So let's just go for it. We're just going to go 3. 1, 2, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5. Blue. Cast Wall. Get back. Ghostly Flicker. Yes, usability. Cast with Evoke. Stack the triggers. Stop that in nonsense. So what did the guy last time do? He put this one on the bottom. Draw 2. Ghostly Flicker. Get back. I think we'll just get back Prohibit this time, because we have another Ghostly Flicker in hand. We already made our land. And we'll just hold up Prohibit. Okay, we will discard Ash Barrens. And we'll keep this wall just in case. We'll get rid of a mine. Okay. We have established our dominance. Okay, we're going to prohibit that. Sure, what are you going to do, buddy? You monster. There he goes. There goes my hero. We need to be careful not to deck ourselves. We're going to hit him for 2. We're just going to play our Mnemonic Wall. Get back Ghostly Flicker. Actually, yeah, get back Prohibit. Get back Ghostly Flicker. Draw some cards. Cast Mulldrifter. Draw more cards. End the turn. Get rid of a Moment's Piece and 1 Stonehorn. We're just going to hold the Prohibit for whatever we want it to be. Start hitting him for 4. We're really looking for Dinrova Horror. We don't have the way to get rid of this, so let's just get rid of that. Counter that nonsense. Ain't nobody want to see that. Apparently there's like a loop that you use to deck someone, but that seems really convoluted and unnecessary. It only has 1 power. Let's just crunch in. We just want to find a Dinrova Horror. Is that too much to ask, deck? Let's just get back Prohibit again. Get back Dispel. There's Dinrova Horror. Next turn we'll really get going. We just needed a 4/4. Goodbye, Stonehorn Dignitary. You are unnecessary here. Protection from monocolored. Well, These don't actually draw us cards, which is nice. They just get back our endless stream of counterspell. So we keep our deck size high. Okay, so let's cast this. 3, 6. Blue, black. Oh gosh, that's really funny. I used the blue mana to pay for the black mana. Permanent, so I'm going to just return their bounce land. Does my opponent actually think I'm going to deck myself? Not bouncing his Bojuka Bog. Like, how many times are they going to make me do this before they scoop it up? Get rid of their last white source. This is what you just do to people that make you play it out. You just make them have no lands in play. They're probably just going for the time at this point. Because I'm definitely not the fastest playing this deck. Sure. Da-da-da. Goodbye, Siduru Step. I'm just gonna start attacking them every turn now. I have my opponent on a 2-turn clock, which is nice. I should just right-click attack all. Okay. Just trying to kill them quickly now. So against a black-white value deck, what do I want? It looks like my anti-diabolic edict should be good, because they have a decent number of sacrifice effects, in addition to Chainer's Edict. Probably just want my Dispel. Stonehorn doesn't seem all that good, neither does Lone Missionary. They aren't red or blue, so these cards are useless. I mean, Gutshot's not going to kill anything useful either way. I think we just want our Dispel. And we can just probably cut a Stonehorn for it. Maybe Stonehorn's better than Moment's Peace. That seems fine. Wow, that was a complete and utter massacre. It took us like 13 minutes to actually kill them, but they were like so dead for so long. And they just played it out because they were a trooper. Eking out that EV. I could not have handled that. I would have conceded. I would have conceded. We just needed to draw Dinrova Horror, and then as soon as we did that, it was over. Welcome to the Demir Public Offices. Not responsible for death or loss of property. Basement off limits. I'm guessing that's where the horror lives. To be honest, it looks kind of like a starfish. Okay, Amaras 27. Amorous. Need to play fast, play tight, play well. Get this dub. The W of truth. Okay, this hand is fantastic. We have turn 3 Tron. Natural Tron, as they say, unless they duress us. But we're still keeping. Haha! No turn 1 duress for you. Will signal your downfall. And now that we know the Ghostly Flicker trick, I did not realize you can flicker your own stuff. That's actually quite good. Sure. All the value. Taste the rainbow. We're just gonna crack the map here. I think we're clearly light on lands. Now we will get our... We need a mine. They have to discard the hand size now. Okay, well, Mystical Teachings. Probably for Prohibit. Protection from monocolored, eh? Well, we just need to find our Dinrova Horror. Let's get Condescend. Trinket Mage, eh? We could just Trinket Mage here, but it can't block anyway, so might as well just hold up Condescend, hold up Mystical Teachings for another Mystical Teachings. And we'll just take 2. We'll take 2 like a true gentleman and a true scholar. There's Mystical Teachings. Sure. Now we actually kind of want a Stonehorn Dignitary. Moment's Peace can buy us a lot of time as well. I'm just going to Trinket Mage for a map so I can guarantee to hit my land drop. Because missing a land drop here would be silly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too many cards. I can get rid of a Ghostly Flicker, maybe. I think I'm going to need a Moment's Peace here, save some damage. I think we just kind of want lands. We're going to go bottom, bottom. No, there goes Moment's Peace. Well, let's just start churning through our deck. Looking for combos. I clearly wanted to use that mana. Okay, there's Mulldrifter. Okay, so we can... Draw 2 more cards. Hooray! Draw 3 more cards. And then we'll Moment's Peace them. Keep our life total high. Pestilence. Pestilence is really annoying with Guardian of the Guild Pact. Okay, they got me. No, they get back up a Jukabog! Curses. Oh, that's really sad. There's the Dinrova Horror that we were seeking. So we can play Mulldrifter. We can play Dinrova Horror first. I think we just want to bounce their lands at this point. And then we can Mulldrifter into Ghostly Flickering. This will protect from sacrifice stuff. And we have a Dispel too. Let's get rid of a gain land. Just cut down their ability to play cards. Have a Dispel up. Draw through our own deck. This guy can block. This seems like a very good matchup. We already made our land drop. They can Pajuka bog away our Moment's Peace, but we now have Stonehorn Dignitary. It did not escape the ambassador's notice that the sound of war drums could also marshal the city to attention. Nice. Yeah, how is opponent going to break through this defense? The defense. If they go for a end of turn Disfigure on my Mulldrifter, Also, the fact that I don't know why I didn't bounce their untapped Ash Barrens, but if they go for an end of turn disfigure, I think I do counter it, because I know that they have a bounce land in hand as one of their only other cards, which means that the only removal they could have really is like Diabolic Edict. That kills my Dinrova. Maybe Unmake would work. My opponent is not in great shape here. Their guardians are not protection from Dinrova Horror. The magic of the Guild Pact gives aegis to the spirits pressed into its service. Upon entering the afterlife, they find new focus and are charged with defending the Guild Pact against those who would see it broken. Dang. That's crazy. Did my opponent just rage quit? It seems like they may have rage quit, so that is going to do it for this round. If they do come back, I'll... Oh, they did come back. Well, never mind then. They're going to make us play it out because we only have 7 minutes, so they're like, oh, maybe we can get the win. We have a backup Ghostly Flicker, we have a backup Mnemonic Wall, so, I mean, our first Mnemonic Wall, so we're just going to combo them next turn. Just Dinrova Horror all their cards. Whoa, that is sick. They're going to get Pestilence? That's insane. Okay, they exile my graveyard, yada, yada, yada. You got me. So we know one of their cards is Pestilence. They're never going to be able to cast it. Okay, so we're going to play Power Plant. Play the wall. We don't really care about the fact that we're not flickering anything here. We're going to make that go away so it makes this easier. Bounce your Ash Barrens. Yes. We're just trying to end this game as quickly as possible. That's why I'm not doing a lot of stuff with my clicking. I'm just going to get rid of their Guardian. I don't want to lose my stuff. I know this might not be optimal, but I'm just going for speed here. Like, they can't really kill my stuff reliably. Okay, there's a Night's Whisper. And opponent scoops it up. We got the W. We were just going to bounce all their permanents here. And that's going to do it for the round. I hope you stay with me for the next one. Hello, and welcome to round 4. I think we've won every single die roll, and we will once again take the play. And this is a keeper. We've got a tower, we've got a prism, we've got a wall. We got 2 prisms. So we've got good mana. And a couple of redraws, so we'll see what happens. I kind of want to face an aggro matchup to see how the deck performs. Like, that seems like one of the weaker matchups. We've kind of been rolling on the other mid-range decks. We lost a mirror match to a guy that was just better at playing the deck because more experience. This is my first time playing the deck, so if he couldn't beat me, that would be kind of sad. Well, not sad, but like, because I do play a lot of Magic in general, but like, him beating me is justified for sure because he knew the matchup. He sided in like Pyroblast, like a legend, just to counter my Hydroblast. No, he sided in Hydroblast just to counter my Pyroblast, which is like a a sick play that you only make when you're like a legend. I may have MTG Legend, but that guy was pretty sick playing. What I'm gonna say there. Opponent clearly with a tricky mulligan decision, or they're just off doing something. We're gonna lead with this, cycle it to get an island. We're just going to do this because it is faster. Ooh. We're going to be drawing a lot of redraws and having a lot of colored mana. Ah, Glinthawk, I love this deck. This deck is sweet, and it got a lot better with Arcum's Astrolabe. Opponent whiffed on land, though, so it could be a bit rough. This deck is awesome. I love this deck. Well, we will start by playing a Astrolabe. Play land. Prism. Another Astrolabe. Another Astrolabe. We have got redraw.deck. Our Ghostly Flicker is going to be a divination here, almost assuredly. Haha, Seeker of the Ways. They are a bit of an aggro deck. So I got my wish. Let's see how we do. They did stumble a tiny bit though, so maybe that's what you need. So we're going to go cycle the Ash Barrens. Get an island. Play island. I should not have played the island. I have immediate regret. Immediate regret. Immediate regret achieved. Because that was, man, the classic where you're like, oops. Whoopsie daisies. Astrolabe, trigger, Seeker of the Way. What a legendary play from the opponent. Opponent is commencing the beatdowns. This is where we really want Stonehorn Dignitary, I think. Prohibit, sure. So we'll keep up our Prohibit and also our Ghostly Flicker and also our just probably cracking our map. Okay. We're going to counter that because it also stops a prowess trigger. We take 5. Gonna get a mine. And get a snow-covered plains, sure. There we have it! Stonehorn Dignitary, the hero! I like it. I like it a lot. And that could lock it up, too. So, this is 4. This is a white mana. That's a new feature. So we have 3 6 mana, so we don't have enough to play wall. So we're just gonna pass the turn. They can't attack us, and then if they do want to go for a Journey to Nowhere, we can Ghostly Flicker to keep it around. And we probably will go for a Ghostly Flicker regardless. Just oh gosh. Now it just comes to the part where I have to win the game. gosh. This is gonna be a long process, shall we say? Oh, gosh. We're just gonna Trinket Mage, get another Astrolabe, pass the turn with Ghostly Flicker up to protect from Journey to Nowhere. They don't get a combat step. Again, it's literally just like, when do I draw my Dinrova Horror to end the game? I see why you only run 2, though, because you really don't need them all that much. They could have Scred. We're going to play it safe. Mnemonic Wall for Prohibit. Yes. And now we go for it. And this plays around Scred. But if they had Scred, they probably would have done that. Okay, just Battle Screech. I don't care about Battle Screech. It's the same dealio. They target my face. Sure. I take 2, I go to 6. Oh no, I go to 4. They concede. Whew. 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 They know we can just Ghostly Flicker 2 Mnemonic Walls, get back Ghostly Flicker Prohibit, then Ghostly Flicker again, stop all their combat steps forever. Oh man, I'm so glad. Thank you so much, opponent, for not making me play this out. Because eventually I was going to have to do the Dinrova Horror thing and bounce all their lands and bounce all their creatures. Man, Stonehorn Dignitary is an MVP. All I'm going to say here. Okay, so we want all the anti-red cards probably. We want our Lone Missionary and our Stonehorn. So we want these 7. Probably want Shattering Pulse as well, because it can kill their lands and stuff. Gut Shot, probably not. Dispel, probably not. Because their instants are just red cards. Maybe we don't want, yeah, we're just going to cut Dispel. We probably don't want too many Hydroblasts. We probably don't need the blue elementals. We'll just bring in Hydroblasts. Because we aren't cutting all that many cards. We will cut the Trinket Mages, probably a Compulsive Research, a Trinket Mage. We need 3 more cuts, because I think these cards are all worth bringing in. Maybe we don't bring in all the Hydroblasts, we just bring in 2. We bring in these guys, and we cut 1 Ephemerate, 1 copy of Prohibit. And then see how that works. Even though Prohibit was really good that game, we now have Hydroblast for a similar role. Well, this is a fine hand. Ghostly Flickering on Lone Missionary could be good. This deck is a blast. Super fun to play. I'm really enjoying it. So we are going to get a plains with our Ash Barrens cycle. Whoa, they run Faithless Looting. I did not know that. That's sick. Avacyn has abandoned us. We have nothing left except what we can take. There go the Thrabins. Wow, my opponent has not had good luck finding their lands. Hello, plains. We shall just play our Lone Missionary. If they want to use a removal spell on it, we're fine with that. Opponent is getting really unlucky with their lands. Yeah, they're essentially having to take card disadvantage just to find the lands. We're going to cycle this. Get an island. Play island. Play Prophetic Prism. And attack. It's another mine. Glinthawk! I love Glinthawk. It's so cool. What a sweet card. Its eyes burn nearly blind by the white sun. It hunts by metallic gleam. All of the mines. Let's play Mine Tower that looks like a mine, but it's actually a tower. Actually, it looks like a tower, but it's actually a mine. Who said that completely backwards? Okay, so we're going to just play our Astrolabe. Then we'll play this. There's a Stonehorn. It's the Stonehorn Dignitary. Core Skyfisher, Bouncing Astrolabe. It just essentially makes them all be like one extra mana draw card, which is just cool. Let's go with a Trinket Mage. And let's just play... Get a map. Play mine, play map. And I think we're going to Ephemerate our Trinket Mage here. There's an Astrolabe. Oh, the value! Got him! No, they have a backup. Sad day. Well, at least we get to gain. I don't even know if it doesn't rebound now. Shoot. Well, they did have to use 2 lightning bolts on it, so such is life. And we can Pulse of Murasa it back. Well, there's a tower. That's actually really good for us. Let's just get a power plant now. Then we will... We'll just Stonehorn them. We can Pulse of Murasa it back if they go for any shenanigans here. So like I'm not like super worried about if they kill it, like with a Galvanic Blast. Oh dear. That's actually good tech. That is real good tech. Oh man. We can get rid of an Ash Barrens. Okay, so we are going to play our power plant. We are going to Pulse of Murasa back our tower, I think. We could Pulse of Murasa back our Trinket Mage, play Trinket Mage to get map. But Trinket Mage is not super relevant, so we're just going to take the faster line. We already played our land here. And we will pass. And if they go for another removal spell, we can go for a Ghostly Flicker on it. So they are now the Monarch. Just going to draw 2 cards. Play our last Tron land. So they're going to draw 2 cards a turn here. While we just look for various answers, I guess. There's another Tron tower. So we're going to use our Mystical Teachings, see what we want to get. They'll draw an extra card every turn, but we're getting a lot more value than that. We're going to get our, probably another Ghostly Flicker. Sure, goodbye Stonehorn. We have a backup Stonehorn for you. Let's Mystical Teachings for Mystical Teachings here. Make our opponent crack their relic. And now they'll crack their relic. Yep. Oh. Sure. Huh, we drew our last Stonehorn. We were gonna... No, we have 2 more. We'll save that one for a little bit. Play our tower. Flashback, Mystical Teachings. Get... Shattering Pulse, I think. Start destroying their artifacts. Let's get our second Stonehorn into play. Okay, we will exile a card. Goodbye, Ash Barrens. Oh, that's why they weren't doing it, because they have Faithless Looting that they want to use. So we killed a land. Hydroblast, that's fine. We can just kill this, and then go for the kill on the relic. So now they'll sacrifice it, which gets rid of their Faithless Looting and all the cards. But now our Mystical Teachings can do work. So they're going to be drawing 2 cards a turn here. Mystical Teachings can hopefully bail us out in some way. Nope, we don't really care. They can have it. Let's see what we can get. Let's just get Ghostly Flicker as a draw too. Well, that's a good one. Okay, we got it. We've got this now. We got this all the way. Blue, black, and we can just bounce birds to just make them discard cards. And then we'll just pass for now. So we can take a big hit here. If they have a like big spell like Rally the Peasants, we can counter it with a Moment's Peace. We just want to hold up stuff to protect from Journey to Nowhere right now. Because if they don't find an answer, we're just going to kill them with this little synergy power. Sure, we'll take 7. There's an Urza's Tower. We just have to do this over and over, and then eventually just do this guy to stop their combat step. By bouncing their birds, we just pick away at their hand. We're actually going to bounce the Raven Inspector as well. Because now we can go to combat, steal the Monarchy back. This game is essentially over. That's the cool part about this deck, is it just, once you've won, you kind of realize that you've won. La da da. Let's just bounce this bird. And then last one for this turn, I think. Ghostly Flicker these two. Sure, they can bolt it. Hydroblast, hype. And that is going to do it for the game. That is going to do it for the match, and we are headed to the final round. Hello, and welcome to the final round. We lost the die roll for once, which is a rare occasion, but we're going to keep this hand. We've got an Astrolabe, a Mulldrifter. Oh, we're playing the mirror match again, probably. Or we're playing, yeah, we're probably the mirror match. Let's see if we can show off what we have learned. I like starting off with an Astrolabe as well, opponent. Let's see how you like that. We don't have a ton of great cards for the mirror match. Yep. Oh, it's not the mirror match. It's like the same type of deck the person in the first round had, maybe. Okay. Let's see what you got, buddy. Just going to get that card draw back on. I like it. I like it. The card draw is hype. We can go Stonehorn into Stonehorn, just buy us time, into Moment's Peace, into Moment's Peace. Just buying all the time we can. Power Plant is perfect. Gives us something to go get when we play our map. We'll hold up our Dispel / map. Ah, the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. It's a Dora the Explorer reference for those of you that are uncultured. Man, he like jumped out of her backpack and did all this dancing around. It was really great. In my childhood, I enjoyed that show. We had like a cassette tape, a VHS tape of it. No. Yeah. We had a VHS tape for it. Okay, they're going with Astrolabes all over the place. We're going to get our tower. So we have a counterspell backup. So I feel confident casting this. We will land cycle away. Get another island. Actually, we're going to get a plains, because we have only one way to fix our mana. This is looking good. Mulldrifter is so fun to cast. Oh, Mulldrifter hype. We'll take your 4, opponent. We'll take it. We do not care about your 4 damage. Rubino. Oh, he's running Mulldrifter too! It looks like the exact same matchup from round 1, which, if you recall, was a very good matchup. We're going to cast this. See what we draw. Okay, yeah, we're just going to go Stonehorn. Just alleviate a tad bit of pressure here. So they're running Ephemerate, but they're not running Ghostly Flicker. They just play Ash Barrens. Let's see what they do to this. Ah, it resolves. We'll get more card draw here. Okay, so this version is running Spell Stutter Sprite. Good to know. So now we kind of have to draw something, because we're kind of in trouble in a way. We have like 4 turns to draw something, but we kind of have to draw something eventually. Preordain. So their deck, I like it. Blue, white, Astrolabe, Snow, Spell Stutter stuff. I don't really see Snow, but there's like a bunch of shenanigans at instant speed. Okay, so they have 1 counter spell up. Well, that's another 2 turns. Every turn, we're basically casting extra spells because we're getting bonus mana. So we're just going to have infinite mana. Will prevent all damage. I wonder what opponent has. More prisms and the like. I see. I would love to draw on Mystical Teachings. Ghostly Flicker. Now, Ghostly Flicker is a good card, but I don't just want to cast it here because they have 6 open mana. And I kind of am afraid of like Counterspell and stuff. Maybe I should have attacked them for 4 and see what they did. I really wish they would tap out, because I can't go for my Ghostly Flicker right now, and it's making me sad, because they have so many cards. They have 5 cards. Ah, the pain! Oh, the agony! Eventually I'm going to have to go for it. Okay, there's a Dinrova Horror. Next turn I'll go for everything. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm so nervous. I think my opponent might have me here. Say goodbye to Ash Barrens. Go, Dinrova Horror, go! Bait out the counterspell! The problem is no matter what I bounce, they're getting value. If they have another spell stutter sprite, they can get me here. But they just let it resolve. Well, now we have to go for it. Please work. No! Oh, the pain! Come on. Please work. Please. No! The agony. They had this. Oh, they had all the counter spells. Oh, such pain. Such agony. They had 3 counter spells. No! Sad day. Okay. They're almost 100% cracking this relic. No! No! Oh, this is such a nightmare. Gosh darn it, and they're exiling it. No! Well, we're just going to go to 2, I guess. Well, it was a noble effort. Gosh darn counterspell.deck. We are bringing in our gut shots. Our gut shot for their spell starter sprite. Our Pyroblast for their tricky guys. Our Dispel for sure. We'll leave our artifact hate in the board, I think. We don't really need Stonehorn Dignitary. Maybe we'll keep in 1. The Miser's Stonehorn Dignitary. We'll cut the Trinket Mages. They just don't block anything. They're just really clunky. When they can't trade, they're just kind of very mediocre. And then we will cut... probably our Prohibit. It's just a bit clunky. And maybe we don't want Stonehorns. We'll cut a Moment's Peace. And we'll run it like this. This way we can tutor for our guy, and we still have our combat lock if we need it. The finals matchup against blue-white aggro control. The classic aggro control matchup. Facing down our sweet Tron list. It would only be Justice if we won, because Justice is every time I win. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think our sideboarding is pretty solid. I think our matchup against that stupid spell stutter sprite is like, oh gosh. They had like 5 counter spells in their hand. We were not penetrating that defense. The defense was too strong. The defense. Ah, yes, the defense. I respect the defense. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We can do it. Shattering Pulse is an interesting thought, because it can kind of shut down their stuff early. But I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's worse than every card that we do have. Maybe we don't want Ephemerate. I like this better. Because Ephemerate's only good when we already have our Mulldrifter. We're keeping. We're keeping on the play, hoping they don't have a counter for my Prophetic Prism, which is unlikely. They'd have to have, like, a null. Like, specifically a null. Okay. Let's go. Hit me a land, Prophetic Prism, so I can cast my Compulsive Research. All you need is land. Oh, man, I don't really want to use my Ash Barrens as a land, but I kind of have to if I don't hit anything else. It would be really sweet if I hit my... Maybe it is the same matchup I played in the first round, but they just drew all their counter spells. Because it's playing, like, similar cards. Okay. So we're just going to land Compulsive Research. Well, we will discard Mystical Teachings. Mystical Teachings, I guess. Well, that was a lot of cards without a land. Whew. Yikers. Hopefully we just rip Tron right off the top. That would be really good for my morale. Oh man, they're just holding up mana. That means I'd have to... I guess I have my Dispel. Here's the thing, we started out friends. You was cool, but it was all pretend. Ha! No, it's not the right land! That's the flaw with using all different arts. False hype. Let's just cast our lowly Mulldrifter. It doesn't matter what order because we can't cast the other guy anyway. Okay, so we have another land drop for next turn, which is what we wanted. Now we're going to try and get Prophetic Prism. Maybe we were supposed to try and get Prophetic Prism this turn. Not having colored sources is really wrecking us right now. Also, not drawing our third Tron land so far. If we draw our third Tron land, we're going to be in great shape. These guys are bummers. They're not very nice. What's that little creature? It looks like a shark trying to grab it. Oh no, he's trying to grab the shark. And mine. It's not a mine, but it's decent. Well, that's a catastrophe. That is not ideal. Shall we say, not ideal. How does one say that that is bad for us? That we do not have a snowland yet. We only have 5 in the deck, so it's not like unreasonable. Yeah, we can't counter this. I was considering like whether we could Pyroblast it, but then they can go Spell Stutter Sprite, and then we can't counter the Spell Stutter Sprite, which is just a catastrophe. I think end of turn we go for Ghostly Flicker to draw 2 cards and see where that leaves us. And then hope for the best. And then we pray. Maybe we need more Stonehorn or something, I don't know. We had a clunky draw for sure, but once we get on Tron online, we're going to be in great shape. That's pretty much every Tron deck. Once we have Tron, it's a walk in the park, obviously. Why couldn't we just always have Tron? Because then everyone would play Tron, and it would be no fun, because it would just be Tron, Tron, Tron. Sometimes it's useful to take a break from existence. Geez, that is a weird sentiment. I'm not sure how much I agree with it. Counter unless you pay 2, my good man. Of course you have to spell. Gosh darn it. Things are looking grim for our hero. Pyroblast. Pyroblast is in hand, maybe? Nope. Come on. No! This is so bad. We have all of our answers for this stupid Spell Stutter Sprite. Gosh darn it. We're totally dead. Dead, I say. Dead. Maybe this deck just has a good matchup against Tron. I don't know. Maybe we sideboarded incorrectly and needed to keep in our Stonehorns. Maybe a combination of those things is true. Well, that is game. We'd have to get unbelievably lucky to win this at this point. I'm talking draw mine and Stonehorn here, them having nothing. Huh, Pulse of Murasa. Now that's an interesting card. That is an interesting card here. We're going to play our Ash Barrens so that we can Pulse of Murasa to gain 6. Then we're going to have the Mnemonic Wall back, Pulse of Murasa. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are we pulsing? We're Pulse of Murasa back our Mulldrifter. And we're going to get rid of a Pyroblast. So that enters. Whoops. Well, we definitely misclicked there. We accidentally discarded our Pulse of Murasa. For some reason, I thought I'd regain priority after the Enter the Battlefield thing went on the stack, because I didn't want to have a counter war where... Actually, that was bad. I should have just cast my Pulse of Murasa in response, because they would only have mana up for 1 counter. My plan was to cast the Pulse of Murasa. For some reason, I thought I could let it resolve and then have priority again. But I should have Pulse of Murasa back my Mulldrifter in response, countered whatever counterspell they had, and then untapped, Mulldrifter evoked, Ephemerated it, looked for Stonehorn / Tron. But it was very unlikely to win anyway. So that is going to do it for this video. We played Fog Tron the deck the professor posted a video on. I will, of course, link to the professor's video. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, let me know by in the comment section down below, leaving a hashtag FogTron. Not super complicated, but hashtag FogTron to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment if you have any feedback about the matches or about the deck tech or the games itself. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing, joining our community here on YouTube, and click that bell so you don't miss any future videos. That is going to do it for this one. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.